Tommy says what's ever on the schedule, stop. Stop! This is big. What's big?
Looks very good.
He looks very pensive.
I'm rethinking this, but I think it'll feel good to finally say it out loud
Oh, no.
to Bert and to you guys.
Are you quitting?
No.
I definitely thought that's what we were doing.
Right.
1,000%.
I totally thought you were quitting.
I'm like, we're going to do this on the air?
Yeah, because I swear I have not said a word to Bert about this, but it may come to that, but I don't know. So back in October, 7 months ago, I had an epiphany. You know, it may be in 10, I don't think I'll ever retire, but I'm getting closer to that age.
Of death?
Yes.
Are you telling us today you're dying?
No.
Oh my God.
Okay. This took a turn.
Let the man speak.
Is it happening during prime time? Because that's almost over.
So I was thinking, you know, we work for these things. I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a nice big house, got nice cars, got my nice NC State basement. And I'm like, we work hard to get all this stuff. And I would say 90% of the stuff I don't even touch. Like it's wasted stuff. It's like I'm just getting stuff to have stuff.
Yeah.
And I had this epiphany
You want to sell it to me?
in October. And it all started with Cassie and some trees falling on her house. Cassie had these trees, 5 trees fall on her house. Mm-hmm. And since then, she hasn't been able to live in the house. She bought a huge, sweet RV. I mean, this RV is Mac Daddy
Is it?
RV.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, you really haven't described it, I don't think, much
Oh,
to us.
it's-
Because I have the vision in my head is like this little RV that attaches to the back of a truck, and you guys are all shoulder to shoulder in it.
It's
no.
it's
No,
nice.
it's big.
It's like a 30-footer. We decided to get a nicer one because it was going to be our full-time home. So, I mean, we have a bedroom with a queen-size bed. I mean, there's not a lot, when I say bedroom, but there's not a lot of walking room, but there's closet space in a bedroom. And then a main living area. There's a bathroom with a door and a shower. And the kitchen living area has an island and has a 5-seater couch. And then the kids have like a bunkhouse kind of thing.
She's got a fireplace. in
Yeah,
the
there's a
RV.
fireplace.
Okay, but still, at the end of the day, you said it's a 30-footer. I mean, at least for me, it doesn't matter if it's 30 feet or 45 feet. If you've got 4 people living in an RV, those walls are going to start to crash down on you a little bit at some point.
Yeah, for sure. It's way smaller than a house, but it's also not like we're just living in like a 1-room tin can. It feels doable.
So on this particular day in October, I started thinking about Cassie and her situation in the RV. And I have never wanted an RV, never had that bug to travel. But all of a sudden it hit me, time's ticking. And Renee and I haven't traveled a lot around even the States, much less the world. Mm-hmm. So I thought, what if we got an RV now? I started doing some figuring in my head, and I'm like, what if we got an RV now and we just traveled the earth?
The Earth.
And, well,
You're going to have a hard time getting from, like, let's say, New York to London.
Yeah, but you can I've seen videos, people like in Iceland touring in RVs. You can tour in RVs.
I don't think they
around
bring
the
them
world.
to Iceland.
No,
I think they rent them there.
they rent them, but these are people who do it full time.
Yeah, sure.
So that day, I called our friend, former radio guy, Jimmy Barron.
Yeah.
Our realtor, Bert, he's realtied for you.
He
for
loves
me,
when I call,
for
man.
Cassie.
Sold me my house.
Yeah, he's done it for all of us.
He's the best, man.
And so I reached out to Jimmy and I said, hey, man, what if I sell my house and go full-time RV? And he was like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. And this is before I even tell Renee. So I tell Renee and she's like, at first she was like, wow, because she went to Yellowstone, had this spiritual experience. I'm like, well, that could be like all the time. Mm-hmm. And I thought that would be like a big selling point. And she seemed at first to be onto it, but then she pulled, because I booked Jimmy to come to the house and tell us what to do to the house to sell it and do all that.
Yeah.
And she pumped the brakes really quickly on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She slammed the brakes. I went through the windshield.
So was she at first enthusiastic, and then when it became reality, she's like, I don't know.
I think it was
But
shocking.
she's got a job too.
Yes, I think it's shock enthusiasm. But the thing about her job is she can work from anywhere as long as she's got internet, and you can do that from the road. So she put the stop on Jimmy coming out to the house. So we did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ready to sell everything, buy an RV, buy something to pull it, and go and do it.
Yeah.
And so, but she pumped the brakes, and we decided she wanted to take baby steps. She didn't want to fly the plane and build it at the same time. She wanted to learn how to RV. I was ready to nosedive into it.
Such a guy-woman thing right here, man. Let's go today.
So
Today
we
we're doing it.
Yeah.
We bought a 20-foot travel trailer, and we've been taking that out about once a month since December.
Little RV starter kit.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've started doing it, and I'm like nose deep in researching this stuff. I'm following people that do it full time. I know so much about RVing now that I didn't know
There's a whole culture.
7 months ago.
There's a movie about it that was like an Academy Award winning movie, or won Cannes or something. There's a whole community of people.
Oh, Nomad.
Is that it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I thought it was that Robin Williams movie, RV. I was like, that one?
No.
It's Francis McDormand that played in Fargo years ago. But that's where we're at. We're trying to figure out, and I'm pushing Renee every day, and she's kind of keeping me at 2 arms lengths, trying to figure out how to do it. But
Is it impossible to do both? Live in the house, but also have the RV and jet whenever you guys want to go?
financially it is.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
Wow. That's a big decision.
Cassie, what advice can you give them about, really fully committing to that?
I think it sounds awesome, honestly. Like, I think if you can do a weekend in an RV and you don't feel claustrophobic, or even a week, it's not easy to adapt to, but it is adaptable. You just kind of have to shift your mindset and be like, okay, we don't need a lot of materials. And I think once you realize you don't need half the stuff you have, and your space becomes the rest of the world and outside. And then on rainy days, you can cozy up, especially if it's just 2 people. I think it would be incredible. I mean, that's the dream, to be able to work remotely and like do your job from Yellowstone or whatever national park. I mean, why wouldn't you?
I'd agree with that, and I want to believe I'm that guy also, but you also have to have a reality check, because it does sound so free to me to be able to go wherever you want, and there is so much to see in this country. I have said this a million times. I love traveling abroad because somehow, some way, it feels exotic and romantic. But in my travels, I realized this country, the United States of America, has everything that the rest of the world has. If you want lakes, we got them here in the United States. You want mountains, you want beaches, you want rivers. We got it all here. Looks different than it does in the rest of the world, but man, it's pretty kick-ass.
And the thing about full-time RVing is you can chase the good weather.
Yeah.
We could chase being in 70 degrees year round. We don't have to live in cold weather.
I think the thing that would freak me out, though, is if I knew that was the only place that I have as a home, that would make me feel very confined. Like if I knew I could do it when I wanted to do it.
Yeah. Renee wants a lock and leave. So like get a small place and try, and maybe we could do that, but I'm just like, we don't need it. But she feels like we need a touchdown space to come back to. And the other factor is we moved her dad to Georgia. He's 5 miles from us. And he's like in an assisted living. Well, it's like independent living. But she's worried about him too, and how he factors into all this. And
I think once if you really sit down and feel like you can pull it off, I wouldn't even hesitate. I mean, even in
all right, I'll see y'all later.
Like genuinely, in talking to Mother Nature, the girl that I've been talking to about who lives out of a car for the last 5 years, like when she speaks to the freedom she has and she experiences, and she was scared at first, she was hesitant at first, she doesn't regret it, she's never looked back, she can't see herself not living that way again, and just the way that she talks about the freedom of being able to be wherever she wants, whenever she wants. I don't know if I could do it, but if I felt like I could, I would love to live that way.
I wonder if the cost of quote unquote total freedom is also giving up roots. Like, I wonder if you're constantly on the move. How would it feel to not have like a stable community in one place? Or are you just ready to like screw everyone and say bye?
I mean, my community is a pretty tight circle, and most of what I consider my closest community are all my friends back home in North Carolina. I mean, there are a few people here that I'm close to, but I would consider those people that basically I grew up with are still the guys that I was best friends growing up with, and in high school and in college are still my best friends to this day.
So my father-in-law retired, sold everything, moved out and lives full-time out of his RV traveling the country. He has the coolest thing. He does work on national parks. So he does it. And he's like, one day he'll FaceTime us and he's literally on the beach in Texas, right outside his window is the ocean. And the next, it's the most beautiful vista in Montana somewhere. I mean, not the next day, but like the next week. And the thing is, even though you don't have roots in one spot, what happens is like the RV community really gets together. And I know this, we've taken a couple of trips in our RV, just short ones. But when you go to these spots, some of them are long-term stay. So it's people helping each other out, giving each other firewood. Some people stay so long they set up Christmas lights.
True community.
Yeah, and they just hang out. And so that's the beautiful thing is you can decide like, okay, I want to go to North Carolina. We're going to stay for 3 months. We're going to stay the whole summer or 6 months. Or some people are like, yeah, one and done. I'm a week and I'm on to the next place.
Yeah, it's a big community. And, I'd love to get out and meet people all over America.
Andrea, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show. You're living this.
My in-laws, actually, 2 years ago, they sold their home, and now they are in a travel van, and so they go all over the United States. But I will say, your wife, like, she has genuine concerns. They need a home base, so, like, doctor's appointment and where they, like, go for all of their medications and things like that and all of their appointments. Any type of, like, emergency where they have to get back to, like, actual family, that's where it starts to get a little bit rocky for them.
The reality.
I know she just wishes that, like, she had a place to call home.
And that's what I'm looking into, actually. I'm actually taking a course online.
Are you really?
For this. It's a husband and wife. They're named Barry and Darlene.
Of course it is. Barry and Darlene. I'll show you how to drive across country in the RV.
They sound nothing like that. They have been doing it for 3 years, and now they've set up an online class. I mean, they're basically doing what I've started to do, like YouTube videos and just diving deep in all this stuff. And they're like a one-stop shop for all the information. I've even thought about, there's a school in Texas that you could go to and get certified, like in how to, maintain and fix RVs. I've even thought about going
I see those things on the road all the time. I'm like, I would never be able to get that thing around a corner. I can't even park my truck in my garage without ripping the roof off of it. No chance.
The Bert Show.